Here's a recap of the NFL Week 6 powered by DraftKings. We start with Thursday Night Football and a big-time upset. The Oakland Raiders beating the Kansas City Chiefs 31-30. The Raiders moved to 5-1, and on top of the AFC West, the Chiefs moved to 4-2. Big game by Derek Carr with 3 touchdown passes and only 10 incompletions. Alex Smith with just as good of a night as Derek Carr as the Chiefs play the Broncos next week. The Raiders play the Packers in Lambeau. An AFC East rivalry game. The Dolphins winning on a last-second field goal, just like the Raiders did. Forgot to say the Raiders won on a last-second field goal. The Dolphins do as well. Tyrod Taylor, not the best day through the air. Same with Jay Cutler. Cutler threw an interception. Damian Williams had the only touchdown for the Dolphins. The Bills had 2 touchdowns, but LaShawn McCoy with a shoulder injury, a little bit scary for the Bills. The Buccaneers winning 37-23. Matthew Stafford was playing on a rolled ankle that he suffered last week against the Raiders, but he played all right, didn't turn over the ball. He did, however, have a knee injury in the fourth quarter, but continue. He is questionable for next week. Jameis Winston having the most accurate and probably the best day of the season. How about the Seahawks struggling with the Bears 19-13? The Bears had just a rough injury game for them. Mike Glennon left with a back injury. Mitchell Trubisky came and looked really good, but then he left the game with a hand injury. Taylor Gentry was the quarterback on the last play of the game. Russell Wilson did not look good at all, but Tyler Lockett having another big game for the Seahawks. How about this? The Eagles winning 33-30 in overtime against the Redskins. Carson Wentz, this was not the quarterback we saw at the beginning of the season for the Eagles. 2 interceptions and 2 easy picks for the Redskins. He did have 3 touchdowns, though, but still, the interceptions were not pretty. Kirk Cousins, though, good day for him. He had a turnover late in the game, which gave the Eagles a chance to tie it and send it to overtime. The Bengals beating the Browns 26-9. It's been a rough year for the Browns, and they tried to beat the Bengals like they did last season. Yeah, Cincinnati said that's not happening again. Andy Dalton, 2 TDs but a pick. He's turned over the ball a lot this season. DeShone Kizer, 3 interceptions. We don't know how long he's going to continue to stay at quarterback, but Kevin Hogan is the backup, so we'll see if he'll come into the game for the Browns if DeShone Kizer can't find that success soon. But the Rams losing to the Titans, who are now on a 2-game win streak. The Titans started 0-4 and have won their last 2. They're now 2-4. The Rams fall to 4-2. Jared Goff, again, second week in a row. He just didn't look too good. Didn't do too well against the Dolphins, and now not doing too good against the Titans, as Rashard Matthews had a good day. Same with Robert Woods through the rough day for the Rams. AFC South rivalry, the Texans take on the Jaguars. 7 of the 13 games played in Week 6 were rivalry games. The Jaguars winning 31-14 in this one, and with the win, lead the AFC South, yes, with a 2-3 record. Blake Bortles looked pretty good. Deshaun Watson turned the ball once, but he's still doing Deshaun Watson-like things. So the Texans, they'll be a much better team down the road from here. America's Game of the Week, it was not really a fun one to watch. The Packers winning 34-10 over the Denver Broncos. The Broncos beat the Vikings, but they fall to the Vikings rivals, the Packers. Simeon, it's the same thing with DeShone Kizer. Just, we don't know if the Broncos want to bring in the backup just yet. But Aaron Rodgers, though, having a good day. 3 touchdowns, rebounding after a couple of bad games for the Packers. Green Bay 5-0, trying to go 6-0 against the Raiders next week. The Cardinals beating the Colts. The Cardinals getting their second win of the season. But the Colts, they looked pretty good in this game. They were able to hold up until the fourth quarter. Jacoby Brissett had his best day of the season. Carson Palmer did too, with a couple of big rushing games for Turbin and David Johnson, but the passing game was how the Colts lost this one. The Cardinals go to 2-3 on the season. Sunday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants, a 17 win for the Cowboys. The Giants, they looked good in the first half, but the second half came around. The Cowboys stepped up their game. Manning with the pick in the first half. Dak Prescott didn't look too accurate, but he still threw for 2 touchdowns. The rushing game for Ezekiel Elliott was the key in this one. The Giants were holding them in the passing game, but Zeke showing his dominance on the ground. Monday Night Football, the Patriots taking on the Jets, a 27-3 victory on a cloudy and cold night in New York. Tom Brady threw for a touchdown, and it was 20 for 32. McCown turned the ball once. Surprisingly enough, the Jets, they didn't have a 3-and-out in this game. The Patriots did, but the Jets didn't, which was really surprising. But the Patriots go to 5-1. The Jets fall to 4-1. Here are your bye teams for this week. New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, the Chargers, Panthers, and 49ers. 6 teams on a bye for week number 6. How fitting. But the AFC standings, Pittsburgh 5-0, the only undefeated team in the AFC. New England, Oakland, Jacksonville, Kansas City, and Baltimore, your current playoff teams. Cincinnati, Buffalo, and the Chargers all in the hunt for that last playoff spot. The NFC, on the other hand, Green Bay and Seattle, both undefeated, with Atlanta, Dallas, New Orleans, and the Eagles. In the hunt are the Rams, Vikings, and Lions, but Tampa Bay and Carolina, some dark horse playoff teams in that as well. This is American Sports Coverage, signing off.